Join me as I dive into an alternate history and figure out what would happen if Genghis Khan had access to air power. Can I come up with a strategy that could change the course of history? Genghis Khan is widely regarded as one of the greatest military minds in history, and his campaigns are still studied by military strategists around the world. But despite his many conquests, there's always been one major limitation to his approach: the lack of air power. Imagine if the Mongol Empire had access to aircraft, drones, and other forms of aerial warfare. It's a tantalizing prospect and one that could have changed the course of history. Khan's military strategies were all about speed, surprise, and adaptability. His armies were incredibly mobile, able to cover vast distances in short periods of time. Air power would have given them an entirely new dimension, allowing them to scout out enemy positions, transport troops and supplies, and even launch aerial attacks. Of course, air power would have required a whole new level of organization and logistics, but Khan was a master of supply chain management and logistics. He would have been able to adapt his armies to incorporate air power seamlessly, and it would have given him an unparalleled advantage on the battlefield. Let's jump into the next section and explore the limitations faced by Genghis Khan and his army during their campaigns. Genghis Khan's armies were masters of the open steppe, but they struggled in more challenging terrain like mountains and forests. They were also limited by their communications, relying on messengers and signals to coordinate their movements. Air power would have solved this problem instantly, allowing them to communicate instantly over vast distances. Another major limitation was their speed. Even with their impressive mounted archers, they were limited by the speed of their horses, and it would take them weeks or even months to cover long distances. Air power would have allowed them to transport troops and supplies at incredible speeds, giving them an unbeatable advantage. In addition to communication and speed, the Mongols also faced challenges in terms of territorial control. They were able to conquer vast swathes of land, but holding onto it was a different story. Air power would have given them the ability to patrol their borders and respond quickly to any threats, making their empire even more secure. The Mongols were also limited by their intelligence gathering. They relied on spies, scouts, and prisoners for information about their enemies, but air power would have given them an unparalleled level of reconnaissance. They would have been able to gather intelligence on enemy positions, movements, and strategies in real time, allowing them to adapt their tactics on the fly. In terms of logistics, the Mongols were masters of supply chain management, but air power would have taken this to a whole new level. They would have been able to transport supplies, equipment, and even troops over long distances, giving them an incredible advantage in terms of sustainability. The Mongols were also limited by their weather. They were able to campaign in almost any conditions, but extreme weather events like blizzards or sandstorms could still hinder their movements. Air power would have given them the ability to operate in almost any weather, giving them an unstoppable advantage. The Mongols were incredibly flexible and adaptable, but even they had limitations when it came to responding to unexpected events. Air power would have given them the ability to respond instantly to any threat, no matter where it came from. The Mongols were masters of psychological warfare, using terror and intimidation to demoralize their enemies. Air power would have given them an incredible new tool in this regard, allowing them to launch surprise aerial attacks that would have shattered enemy morale. Let's explore the potential advantages of air power and how it could have altered the course of history. Air power would have given the Mongols an unparalleled level of reconnaissance. They would have been able to gather intelligence on enemy positions, movements, and strategies in real time, allowing them to adapt their tactics on the fly. This would have given them an unbeatable advantage in terms of surprise and adaptability. Air power would have also given the Mongols the ability to transport troops and supplies at incredible speeds. This would have allowed them to respond quickly to any threat, no matter where it came from, and would have given them an unbeatable advantage in terms of logistics. In addition to reconnaissance and logistics, air power would have also given the Mongols the ability to launch aerial attacks. This would have allowed them to soften up enemy defenses before launching a ground attack, making their conquests even more efficient. Air power would have also given the Mongols the ability to patrol their borders and respond quickly to any threats. This would have made their empire even more secure, allowing them to focus on expansion and consolidation. Air power would have also given the Mongols the ability to respond instantly to any threat, no matter where it came from. This would have made them almost unbeatable in terms of response time and flexibility. In terms of psychological warfare, air power would have given the Mongols an incredible new tool. They would have been able to launch surprise aerial attacks that would have shattered enemy morale, making their conquests even more efficient. Air power would have also given the Mongols the ability to project power over long distances. They would have been able to launch attacks on enemy positions hundreds of miles away, making their empire even more expansive. Air power would have also given the Mongols the ability to adapt to changing circumstances. They would have been able to respond instantly to any new development, no matter where it came from, making them almost unbeatable in terms of adaptability. Let's imagine a hypothetical scenario where Genghis Khan uses air power in a pivotal battle. It's the year 1219 and Genghis Khan is facing off against the Khwarezmid Empire in modern-day Uzbekistan. His armies are vastly outnumbered, but he has a secret weapon, a squadron of aircraft. As the battle begins, he launches a surprise aerial attack, catching the enemy off guard and shattering their morale. As the enemy lines falter, Khan launches a lightning-fast cavalry charge, breaking through their defenses and routing their army. The battle is over in a matter of hours, and the Mongols emerge victorious. With their air power, the Mongols are able to pursue the enemy across the battlefield, cutting off their retreat and capturing their entire army. It's a crushing victory, and one that sets the tone for the rest of the campaign. As the Mongols push deeper into the Khwarezmid Empire, they use their air power to scout out enemy positions, transport troops and supplies, and launch surprise attacks. The enemy is completely unable to respond, and the Mongols emerge victorious at every turn. The implications of this hypothetical scenario are staggering. With air power, the Mongols would have been able to conquer even more territory, and their empire would have been even more secure. In conclusion, air power would have been a game changer for Genghis Khan and his army. It would have given them an unbeatable advantage in terms of speed, surprise, and adaptability, and would have allowed them to conquer even more territory. So, what do you think? How would Genghis Khan have used air power to change the course of history? Let me know in the comments below and suggest other historical figures you'd like to see explored in future videos.